we're going to be discussing the self-preservation 6. So let's go ahead and get into that. The SP6, or Conservation 6, represents fear in its softest, most human form. Their need for safety defines every layer of their personality. Beneath the smile and gentleness is an alertness that never truly rests. Their fear becomes their orientation system, the way they navigate relationships, work, and self-expression. If I'm careful, if I'm kind, if I anticipate danger before it arrives, maybe I'll be safe. With that, we can take a look at the overview of topics for today's episode. The introduction and core passion, of course. The childhood origins and the need for warmth, emotional and cognitive patterns of the SP6, as well as the inner critic and inhibition of the SP6. This subtype shows fear in its gentlest form. They seem kind, calm, and pleasant, but that warmth is an armor. They have built their personality around the need to feel protected. Beneath the softness is a quiet panic that safety could disappear at any moment. Their life revolves around earning security through goodness and composure. Life feels like a constant test of safety. If I'm good and harmless, I'll be safe. Their vigilance replaces trust. They believe preparation prevents pain. Control becomes their substitute for faith, and worry becomes proof that they're still alert and alive. Warmth is both physical and emotional, a craving for comfort, contact, and peace. They chase cozy spaces, gentle voices, and familiar routines. Yet whenever they finally relax, the mistrust returns. What if this disappears? They live caught between longing for refuge and fearing dependence on it. This brings us to the childhood wound of the SP6. Early care was unpredictable for them. Sometimes it was loving, sometimes it was absent. They learned to adapt, please, and disappear rather than risk rejection. Safety became tied to self-erasure. The world feels dangerous to them, and they feel too weak to survive without constant watchfulness. So that's what gives them the longing for safety that they feel. And to the SP6, warmth is both a physical and emotional craving for comfort, contact, and peace. They rebuild cozy routines and rely on soothing rituals, yet the moment they feel safe, their doubt returns. They question, will this last? Their life swings between seeking for refuge and fearing it. And this brings us to the paradox of mistrust within the SP6. They long for intimacy, but retreat when it's real. They crave calm, yet stay slightly anxious to feel prepared. When life is peaceful, they invent small worries to stay oriented. Trust and fear constantly alternate, never coexisting. They want closeness, yet fear being consumed. They idolize protectors until those figures fail them, then withdraw into quiet disappointment. They hide truth to keep harmony. When anger finally bursts out, it shocks everyone, including themselves, and the guilt afterward doubles their caution. They want protection, yet fear dependence. They idolize authority, then resent it once it fails them. To keep peace, they withhold truth and suppress anger until it bursts. After every eruption comes guilt, self-blame, and a renewed caution. So the emotionality of the SP6 is a constant background anxiety. Anxiety is pretty much a constant for them. It's background noise for them. Even in calm moments, something inside them vibrates. They anticipate loss, trouble, or punishment. They have physical tension. Their body stays tense. They have shallow breath, a tight chest, and eyes are always scanning for danger. They anticipate worry. The fear of the future leads them to pervasive feelings of dread. They can have some emotional numbness outside of their anxiety because they're so disconnected from their emotions. They rarely rest, at least not fully. Relaxation itself feels unsafe to them. The cognitive patterns of the SP6 include mind loops through possibilities. They have an internal what if in their head, and each plan produces new doubts for them. Overthinking gives an illusion of control, but feeds the paralysis. They trust intellect more than instinct, yet their reasoning only circles back to fear. Thought replaces movement. Safety replaces growth.
Do I have to?
Yes, it'll be fun. And where's your costume?
You know how I feel about Halloween.
Stop for a second. You sure you're okay?
I'm fine.
It's just, you won't even talk about your family. And now you're taking off in the middle of the night to spend the weekend with them. And with Monday coming up, which is kind of a huge...
So one of the main behavioral strategies that I noticed in the SP6 would be that they use niceness as armor. Smiles smooth conflict for them, and compliance prevents attack. They look to stronger figures for guidance and hide resistance beneath politeness. When pressure builds, passive aggression leaks out, and then shame follows. The compliance in the SP6 often leads to self-sacrificing, and the avoidance creates a false sense of safety.
Berta Fraumian and his son Hector scored 2 cards out of the deal.
Sounds about right. I swear, man, you gotta update your cassette tape collection.
Why?
Well, for one, they're cassette tapes. And two, Black Sabbath, Motorhead, Metallica. It's the greatest hits of mullet rock.
Yeah. House rules, Sammy. Driver picks the music. Shotgun shuts his cake hole.
You know Sammy is a chubby 12-year-old. It's Sam, okay?
Sorry, I can't hear you. The music's too loud.
So within the SP6, they have a harsh inner critic living inside their head. This is their superego, and it acts as a harsh judge, constantly evaluating them and telling them that if things are their fault, they must fix it. And then that guilt becomes their way of maintaining control. No amount of achievement ever quiets that voice inside, and reassurance only brings brief relief before new doubts appear for them. So that harsh inner critic they have inside eventually leads them to inhibition, and this makes decision-making feels very dangerous to them. They fear mistakes so much that they delay or avoid making choices altogether. Routines feel safer than risk. It's better to wait than to fail, and this becomes a guiding rule that slowly limits their life. So now we'll look at the typical defenses of the SP6, and this can look like introjection and projection. So how that works is they preempt threat by turning the fear inward. They criticize themselves before others can, and that's the introjection. Then they project anxiety outward and call it realism. Submission and passive resistance keeps them safe, but also keeps them small. And anger feels forbidden for them. They fear it will destroy love, so it's hidden beneath smiles until it explodes, shocking everyone, including themselves. Afterward, guilt comes, and so does an over-apology. Learning to express steady, honest anger restores their vitality. An overprotected, yet emotionally unseen child grew into an adult who equates fear with safety. Anxiety became identity. They see themselves as loyal, harmless, and dependent. Beneath that is an untapped strength waiting for permission to emerge. Symbolically, the SP6 is a candle in the wind, delicate but enduring. Their task is not to avoid the wind, but to realize the flame can bend without dying. When fear softens into faith, their warmth becomes light, steady, human, and real. And that is the SP6. We'll be going on to the social 6 next. Stay tuned.